Hello and welcome to the Gothic Unicorn. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to get on with this video today because, well, as you know, or might know, I've not been in the best of health. And what's been tending to happen is I have a period of a few days where I feel absolutely rotten and I don't feel like doing anything, let alone being creative. And then I have a couple of days where I feel all right. The only problem is those couple of days where I feel all right is tending to be accompanied by coughing. And coughing and videoing don't go together. So I've got me a nice big glass of water and I'm going to see how I get on. Today my plan is to do something in 1/48 scale because I haven't touched my 1/48 scale project for a long time. Now, this is the instructions for it. It's the Last Breath In, somewhat ironically, from the Dead End collection by Petite Properties. Excuse me. Now, so far I have constructed the main body of the building and done the basic decoration on the interior. I have got to finish the exterior finishes and do the roof. But I don't think I'm going to touch the actual building itself today. I've also got a big pile of kits and I think I'm going to go through those, select something and give making some tiny furniture a go, just to sort of ease me back in. Well, that's the plan anyway. If you've been following this project, you'll know that the ground floor is going to be a bar, and I have actually made a bar to go in my bar. Now I've actually extended it on both sides, and this is sort of my starting point, which great. Now I'd got a couple of other kits in mind for putting in the bar. I've got the corner settle and table, which I would like to include because it is very pub-like. And I've also got a fireside settle. I'm not having a fire, not in that room, but I'm hoping that this is going to look like a sort of fairly nice seat in a corner. I'm probably going to need another small table like that one to go with that, not sure. And I've also got some stools left from a previous project. I'm going to see if those will work with my bar. I'm not sure they're going to be high enough, I'm going to be honest, to be bar stools. So I may actually cut them down and use them with the other bits. Maybe. Not sure yet. But this is what I've got out anyway. And I'm going to start with the corner set, I think. The corner settle and table. It's a nice, fairly simple seat. I am debating whether I need to find some fabric to cover the cushion, or if I colour it and then put some varnish on it to make it look like it's vinyl. Well, that leatherette stuff that you sometimes get because it's easy to clean. Mine's definitely working again. I have begun by colouring my pieces. Now these pieces are a thin board, mount board kind of material if you've never used anything like this. If you want to work in this scale, I do recommend Petite Properties kits. I'm nothing to do with the company, I just love them. And I find their instructions are really, really straightforward. Even I could do it, and I make mistakes all the time. But that aside, I have here 3 pieces for a table and 2 pieces for the seat. Now I've coloured the pieces with alcohol markers, and what I've gone with is I went with mixing them to get the colour I wanted. Now the wood pieces I've done with a warm grey and then followed up with a dark wood, and it means I get a slightly greyer colour, slightly more aged colour than I would do if I just used the dark wood. And then for the seat, the actual seat of the settle, I've used a chocolate brown. I am going to put some Mod Podge or something on top of it to give it a bit of a sheen. I think that's what I'm going to do. I really couldn't justify upholstering a seat in this particular location. It's not going to be that posh. So this piece folds to make the corner settle. So you pre-fold it, and then I need to stick this piece into place. And using a cocktail stick and some glue, I'm just going to put the smallest amount of glue on these bits. And believe me, you do not need a lot of glue because you don't want the glue going everywhere. And I'm just checking that I've got it the right way up, because the way I'm going today, I wouldn't. Now you can put a little bit on here if you want. But again, it needs to be small amounts of glue. Less is definitely more, because the smallest amounts of glue show up, and the smaller scales, they look really unsightly. A 12th scale, you can possibly get away with little tiny blobs of glue. Not so much at 1/48th, which for those who don't know is 1/4 inch scale. That is, 1/4 of an inch is equal to a foot, full size. And I'm having trouble getting these to go together. They will go together. They always go together. They are really, really good. I have not yet had a kit that has been an absolute nightmare. Now, at this point, I take the other end of my cocktail stick, toothpick, whatever you prefer to call it, and I am just going to clean off as much of this glue as possible, because my messing about has made a bit of a mess. And I repeat over here. See, that side I've got it off much easier. I'm not so bothered underneath, and of course, because I'm not so bothered underneath there aren't any. Now we finish this piece off with a little tiny bit of glue. As I say, it is tiny. Some people use the bottles, the glue bottles with the tiny needle applicators. I don't get on with them, which is why I'm using a piece of cardboard and a cocktail stick. But you'll no doubt find out what works for you. I've had several of those bottles with the needle applicators, and I can never get them to not jam up. I've tried everything. I've tried putting a dressmaker's pin into the metal thing. I have tried taking it off every time and washing it. I just can't get it to work. So I do what works for me. I broke the end of my cocktail stick. Wonderful. Right, I will put that bit aside and I will have a look at these. Now these two have got to go together like so. Oh yes, like so. So I've got to put some glue, not that much, into the slots. I've got to put it into both slots, which means I'm going to be doing one of my wonderful little let's balance everything everywhere routines. If you do tricks like this, you're not the only ones. Please be aware of that. We all do it. And a lot of the people that do the really smooth videos, they do a lot of editing. They must do. It's the only way I can I can reassure myself that now I'll take off the excess. Most of it's on there. Now I've got a bit of touching up to do on the edges of these, but I thought it'd be easier to do once it had stuck together. And you can see I've actually got the table legs that stand up. And I think you can see now, you know, if you didn't get how small this is crazy. Now we finished this piece by sticking that onto there, but I'm just going to get my dark wood pen and I'm just going to touch this edge up a bit before I forget about it, because otherwise I will come to take photos at some point in the future to put this video up and I'll be like, what on earth have I done with that? Why isn't it right? Now I think that this is going to work really, really well. I use, well, it says to use a PVA adhesive or tacky glue. Now, the glue I use isn't really either. It's a high strength acrylic glue. And what I like is it's quite runny when you put it out of the bottle. So you can get it into places, but it goes quite tacky quite quickly. So it grabs fast. And this is one that I've used for years with all kinds of craft projects even. See, it's already grabbed my table and the base are stuck together, and then I've got a table and a settle that are ready to go into my bar, which is great. Really, really simple, really, really easy, and I managed to do that without coughing, which is absolutely amazing. I put together the fireside settle and it went together in pretty much the same way as the corner version, apart from the fact that there's no slots in the back, because obviously it's just a fit it into place job with that one. And then I put them into my doll's house. I was planning to record a little bit at that point, but I got carried away. So I put it into the doll's house and I realised I got quite a space in between. And I was thinking, well, do I go and buy another piece to fit in? Do I, well, what do I do? And I realised that what I could actually do is fit in a sort of very basic kind of bench to fill in the gap. So it actually fit it so that all around the one side of my bar will have seating. And that's what I've done. I just used some cereal box material cut a piece to length, cut a piece a little bit deeper because I wanted to make sure that it lined up against the wall, and stuck it in place. And this is what I've got, my now rather large L-shaped piece. I have added a little bit of matte Mod Podge to the tops, so it looks like it's sort of maybe kind of upholstered with something, and that fits in perfectly. Took a little bit of messing about to get it right so that that fits across the front and I can get the front on and everything. And if I fit the table in, you can see that looks pretty good. I possibly need to make another table, but if I do, it's going to be made in a different style. That's my thought. It's going to be a different style. And I am now considering that these little stools I will actually cut down a bit so that they fit here rather than needing to go against the bar. That's the latest thing. Again, I did the same colourways with these pieces. The warm grey and dark wood, and then the chocolate brown for the seat top. Obviously that seat top's come out a little bit different because it's different material. If I'd got some of the Petite Properties material hanging about, I would have done it, but I hadn't got anything big enough because, well, it would have made sense, wouldn't it, to use the same stuff. But I'm actually really quite pleased that I've made a significant dent into furnishing my bar, which is great, which means that I've actually achieved something. And, fingers crossed, I appear to have stopped coughing. That's even better. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you have, please like, comment and subscribe, and definitely ring that notification bell. That way YouTube has got the best possibility of informing you when I put a video up, because I'm not sure when the next one's going to go up, and I wouldn't want you to miss it because it might be something you actually want to see. So until next time, bye.